With the push towards RTI, we have been looking for ways to meet the needs of our students without going towards special ed. Action 100 has really focused us to find ways to meet their needs in the classroom on a regular basis with instruction rather than just interventions.
We come to schools as educators committed to reaching every student, and this has helped us focus our efforts and make sure that we see every child as the individual that they are.
What's your favorite book?
Messy Makeup. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the first.
It's no secret that what makes a school successful or a child successful is the expertise of the teacher. And in many buildings right now, the teacher expertise is the variable in children's success. And what Action 100 does is make sure that teacher expertise is a constant.
We set out on a mission this year to involve our teachers, our parents, and it has been just an outstanding opportunity to build a learning community. One of the most beneficial things that we've done this year is committed to professional development in a way that is atypical for schools. And we contracted to bring in American Reading Company coach to work with our teachers on a weekly basis. What the difference is instead of one-shot professional development, we created a system that has been pervasive, meaning it has affected and touched all our teachers, and it's been persistent.
This year we've become good diagnosticians. We're more of reading specialists in the classroom now. We can easily diagnose the problems, provide interventions quickly.
The IRLA takes state standards and arranges them in a very clear continuum. It makes it very easy for them to place the student and then to define what the next step for the student's growth should be.
Through using the IRLA and really understanding when their students are struggling as readers, understanding what the children need to master in order to move on. And for children at the other end of the spectrum, if they are highly successful, knowing what they need to do to challenge them further. There's no ceiling to the program.
I think that before, you think conferencing is just sitting down with someone and just talking about the book, but you really get specific with the 100 Book Challenge and what we've been taught in the training.
The 100 Book Challenge works hand in hand with our curriculum, the Houghton Mifflin curriculum. When we do our guided level reading groups within our classroom, we're able to take those books that they're using and the data that we have and really create focused instruction towards the needs of the individual students.
When I do my readers workshop, I try to take the strategies that are being used within that curriculum and apply them to the 100 Book Challenge so that they're practicing those skills on a book that they can read at their level.
When we do our small groups, we have a vocabulary group, a comprehension group, and then we have a critical thinking group.
Right before bedtimes we go, get into the bedroom, get comfortable, the TV is off, we provide a nice quiet space. We start with 15 minutes, it usually ends up being about 45 because they just go so into it.
I'll read at least maybe 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours every day?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What we have here is the grade level and then the color levels across the top. Every student who is below grade level, based on their independent reading level, has a card on this wall.
With the Action 100, we've been able to track the children's progress in a way that we haven't in the past. That really does enable us to follow what they can do instead of just noting what they cannot do.
Kid Pace keeps me up to date with how they're moving along with their levels, how far they've progressed, what step they're on. I have everything right at my fingertips there too to print out a status of the class and then take that and guide my instruction. It's been great.
Kid Pace has been wonderful for me. It's really a reinforcement tool for me to know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
When we actually start to look at individual student data, as principals and school leaders, we start to take a different approach and we have a different sense of urgency. It has helped us grow as educators, administrators, and our teachers, and thereby our students have also grown.
In order to be a good reader, you have to read, and you have to read every day, and you have to read with a purpose and read a wide variety of things, and that's something that a strong reader does And the 100 Book Challenge allows the kids that don't have that love of reading to develop it.
We know that if this continues the way it is, that our students are going to be high achievers, and we're seeing that now in its early stages.
The leadership in Oxford is exceptional because their associate superintendent is not taking no for an answer. And the question is, can every single student succeed? And she doesn't take no for any students, and she doesn't take no for any students in special ed.
I've been very impressed with the program. Every time one of my students reaches one of these great goals, I get so excited. I run right down to administration and I tell them about it. I tell all these people about it because I was a little skeptical of the program when we first got it, but now I am a huge believer in it. It's really made a difference in many of the students I've been working with.
Walking down the hall and having boys and girls say, Mrs. Fochelle, I'm on 526 or I'm on step 323. They're so excited, and we always do a little fist bump and we celebrate. And those are the things that touch my heart.
If we would be able to continue in this mindset, and I believe we will answer that question that we were asked at the very beginning, and that was, what would it take to get every student to a level of proficiency? And if we do this, I see all our students being successful.
I want to be a veterinarian, a teacher. I want to be a lot of things.
When you know you're touching the future right here, it's incredible.